Franchise is back. We are 50-33 here at the start of July. And Ryan Pepiot has been pitching well. He is healthy. He's ready to go. We're going to kick things off. We're going to do back-to-back player lock with pitchers. I know you guys love it. Ryan Pepiot. We made a move for him. And then we had to re-sign him in free agency because he didn't sign prior to becoming a free agent. And everyone got so upset that we didn't make these big-time free agent moves. Well, we needed to bring back the guys that were, part of making us successful in years previous. Nolan Jones, and hopefully in the future, in Ryan Pepiot. We traded assets to get him. The Diamondbacks have been a tremendously annoying team. Jaime Fuentes has been on fire of late for the Diamondbacks. Adrian Del Castillo behind the plate has been raking. And then Brandon Pfaadt with a big-time game. You can see league news as we approach the All-Star break. Bryce Miller is a Cy Young favorite. You see, they threw out MVP favorites. It's like 20 players in there. Connor Norby is one of them. What? Not a lot of news about the Rockies, but as you can see, we do have a new #1 overall prospect, shortstop Pedro De Silva. The numbers are less than spectacular, as we have Todd Daly, Darren Pryor, and Robert Kalaz knocking on the door, trying to join this big league team. But Ryan Pepiot gets the ball against the Diamondbacks. And he's, of course, got a really small sample size this year. Although 32 2/3 is getting up there. It's only 6 starts. He missed the first, couple months of the season. Got injured in spring training, and this was someone that we thought could probably be our ace. As the Diamondbacks have finally made the right move to move Corbin Carroll up from the bottom of their order. He was hitting between 6th and 8th. And maybe they finally decided that, hey, Corbin Carroll might be able to help us win if we put him near the top of our order. And he's going to start off with a base hit. Ryan Pepiot had an ERA near 4.2 3 years ago and 2 years ago. And then had a breakout season last year. And that's when we traded for him. At his all-time high in terms of value. As Corbin Carroll will take off and have the base easily. We know Basayo does not throw well. Pepiot was not quick to the plate there. But I don't know what type of pitcher Ryan Pepiot is ultimately going to end up being for us. I'm hoping he can be elite. He's got a really, really awesome changeup that I think we can lean on. But is he more of the 4.2 guy? Or is he more of the 3 ERA guys? He strikes out Geraldo Perdomo, looking 97 up in the zone. We shall see. Obviously, tough to transition here to Coors, but I think Pepiot has a repertoire that says he should be able to be good here. Hard fastball, hard cutter, hard-ish cutter, and then a hard slider. Those are the pitches that should be able to be successful, but it's going to be another base hit. We've got a pretty good arm in Charlie Condon in right field, although it is offline. It does hold Corbin Carroll at third, but there is traffic as Vlad Jr. has a 1-out single. Now, typically, you're going to see Corbin Carroll score from second about 100% of the time, almost. 98% of the time. But trusted the arm of Charlie Condon. Gave it the respect that it maybe doesn't deserve. As Ketel Marte pops up, that's a huge out. Brandon Portillo can make the catch, and he does. But Corbin Carroll respected the arm and stayed at third base. Pepiot trying to keep the Diamondbacks off the board. He'll face the new Diamondback, Riley Green. This Arizona team just spends and spends and spends and spends. They're trying to keep up with the Dodgers, but it was the Rockies that won the World Series just a few years ago. Adrian Del Castillo does not have good numbers on the year, and certainly not with runners to scoring position, but we know he's been hot lately. Right at the top of the zone, runs the count full. We got to go change up here and live with the walk if it happens. Strike 3, down goes Green, swinging. Punch out for Pepiot. And we leave a couple of runners stranded. Really, really good pitching. Yeah, a lot of money in the desert. Must have oil out there or something. Pepio back out there. Of course, you'd expect that. Not an opener. He'll face the red-hot Adrian Del Castillo. And we'll try to get some run support for Pepio. It's a really tough lineup to face, so we can forgive a couple of base runners in the first inning, and only singles. Big strikeout for Del Castillo. Now, they were hard-hit balls, and Carroll, of course, can turn a single into a double fairly easily. But we'll see if Pepio can dial in here against the back of the lineup. Though it's a good hitter still. C.J. Abrams in Arizona. He's a really, really talented player. This D-backs team is just unbelievable. They've got a lot of speed. They've got a lot of power. They've got some guys who have both. 1 and 2 to Abrams. Ooh, just gets a piece. Dot the fastball low. Good idea. Did not get the pitch to land right where we wanted. Cutter misses. Don't want to put Abrams on, but don't want to give him a pitch to drive. And that is a good pitch. Got a chopper, fielded it well. Pitcher fielding practice for Pepio. Facing former top prospect Jordan Lawler. Never really seemed to find his footing in the major leagues, much like real life. So far, Jordan Lawler does look like the epitome of a quad A player. Someone that's way too good for AAA and way not good enough for the major leagues. We'll see if that changes. Still very young in real life. He'll pop up here. Felnine Celestin going way back into the outfield and will snag it in front of Condon and Mora. And Pepio with a much better second inning. See the D-backs numbers last series. The average wasn't great, but they had a ton of extra base hit potential. 10 extra base hits, including 7 home runs. Their team OPS of 721 is not really that bad last series, even though the average was terrible. This is a team that can explode for a ton of runs and maybe lives and dies by the home run ball. That's what those numbers would suggest. Ooh, good snag from Portillo at the hot corner. We are back up to the top of the order. Corbin Carroll. Would love to just keep him off the bases. That's how you limit what he can do. Get him out, obviously. But I'm just saying, if you give him a free pass, if you let him even make contact on the ground, big swing and a miss. This is a guy who can leg out infield singles. He's a guy that can turn a walk into a double, maybe even a triple. So you want to get this guy out. Here's a ground ball. Could be a tough play for Tovar. Carroll runs so well. He's out by a stride. And it's Geraldo Perdomo. Still no runs for the Rockies, unfortunately, in this one. Pepio at 44 pitches. Here's number 45. And it should be the third out of the inning. Pitch count in a pretty good spot. We just need some run support for Pepio, but this is a great start. And the reason we're jumping in for player lock pitching is because this is a really, really big matchup. The D-backs, even though their record is not amazing at this point, they're still a really good team, as we have a Celestin RBI triple, a Nojo RBI double, a Basayo, it looked like, RBI single, 3 runs out of nowhere. But this D-backs team is really good, and this is a really important series. You're not going to get a ton of series against division rivals the way you used to prior to the schedule change. Obviously, you're going to play them, a significant amount, but not as much as you used to. So these division games are even more important as Vladito chases a slider off the plate. Another strikeout for Pepio. That's 4. Love to see that. Marte is really tough, though. I mean, I think we probably all agree he's the best second baseman in baseball in real life. Now, we haven't exactly seen that over the past couple of years here in Rockies franchise. He's gotten older. The numbers have gone down a little bit. But it's still a guy that can make you pay. So you've got to be careful. Now, 2 strikes on him, though. Cutter jammed him a bit. And that should set up the changeup. It does, but Marte gets on it. Hung up in the zone just a little bit. Try to put that ball down. And we did, but it's a good take. I like the idea. Fastball down. Decent spot. See, it's interesting he would chase that pitch, but not the changeup. Go back to the changeup. Ooh, and he thought about it. Did not go. Free pass. Ozzy Albies better is crazy. Here's Riley Green. Got him out last time. Love to do that again. And now, you'll see it's funny with the confidence on each individual pitch. It changes how big that yellow meter marker is. So look at this changeup. Look how big, well, maybe not after the walk to Marte, but it was absolutely massive, making it way easier to time up these pitches. But, kind of searching for a double play over a strikeout here. And that's not going to be either. Riley Green goes the other way, muscles it into the gap. 1 run will score. Riley Green's going to stay at 2. And the D-backs are on the board. 18th double of the year. It didn't really look like he hit that well, but here at Coors, the outfield is absolutely massive. He just did not have a play at that. And it seems like they're not really beating this cutter into the ground too much. Which is kind of what I was hoping for in that spot.
What do you got?
I don't know that Pepio is going to be a big double play guy. Maybe we should be pitching for strikeouts. You know, last time out, if you saw the last episode of Jorge Santana, big strikeout for Pepio, had the strangest outing ever. He's not really a guy who's going to accumulate a ton of strikeouts at this point in his career, but punched out 11, a ton of deep counts and long at-bats, but finished with 11 strikeouts, I believe in only 5 innings. It was absurd. We are going to get player lock with him in the very next game. Another big strikeout. Abrams swinging at the changeup. So, I mean, if we can somehow manage to beat the Diamondbacks 2 games in a row, I think we're going to be in a really good spot headed to the All-Star break. Feeling good about ourselves as Lawler really gets into one. It's a deep drive to left. This is going to be tough. This is out of here. Jordan Lawler gets the arms extended, caught the fastball, and pulled it out. Just cutting through the thin air here at Coors. D-backs fighting right back in it. They've brought it to within 1. And, I mean, we talked about him early in this game. Has not really lived up to his potential. Well, a big home run to get him going here. Fastball caught a little bit too much of the zone. And that is not the way we wanted to start the top of the 5th.
1 ball, no strike.
Super frustrating.
Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike.
Changeup at least drops in for a strike. That may be the pitch we have to lean on, and it's arguably Pepio's best pitch. That fastball can be a little, hit or miss at times. But we should be able to lean on that changeup, especially against these left-handed hitters. I don't know that we want to throw it every pitch, as we'll try to avoid Corbin Carroll's 20th home run of the year. And we will. Look at Portillo. Across the diamond, makes the throw. We've seen him make a couple of errors. But guns down Corbin Carroll in that spot, as the changeup continues to be a really good out pitch for Pepio. Cutter lands up for a strike. Fastball does the same. And we're going to follow up with the changeup. Perdomo gets a piece. Really good start for Pepio so far, or at least quite a good start. Maybe not amazing, as Portillo should be there. 3rd out of the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. But if he can go, 6, maybe even 7, well, not 7, I think he'd be pretty happy, put him in line for the win. But Pepio got taken out. An Evan Carter solo home run would be the only other scoring in this game. It's a 4-2 win. We will absolutely take that. Celestin, 2 for 3 with a triple. Evan Carter had 2 hits and a homer, obviously. And Yohan Duran with a big-time performance, 1 1/3 for the save, presumably, obviously. Struck out 3, Only allowed a hit. Good stuff. Okay. I think we need to make some changes. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. We're 51-33. That's great. You look at the rotation. Our pitchers have mostly been quite good. Luzardo struggling a little bit. A 4.8 ERA is not great. Maybe we'll see if we can get it going with him. But the bullpen has been a problem. Girangelo has just not been very good. And I don't really trust him in a long relief role. Vodnik I like. Leclerc's been good. Keegan Aiken has mostly been good. The ERA is not really a good indicator of what his performance has been like. Chavy has been better of late. But I really am not super excited about Girangelo in the long relief role. I think we need to make a change. I think we do. He's pitching a lot for a guy that's giving up a lot of runs. Here's the problem with Girangelo, is he is out of options. That's the big time issue. So we can't really hide him in our bullpen. We can't really, and I know it's a switch pitcher, it's so cool, but you'll see if we move him to AAA, he'll be going through waivers. I think there's a world where we can get something back for him. So I am going to look for a trade here. This is an early trade deadline trade, beginning of July. The deadline is at the end of July. I just think we need to go out. I don't even know if we need to make a move for a really good reliever. We have Duran, who I like, but we have Todd Daly in waiting. We have Ruben Cordero. But I think we do need something out of the pen that can help us. Chase Burns is seemingly figuring it out at AAA, but his MLB numbers this year were so bad. I'm not ready to move him back up into that long relief role. I think we might try and trade Girangelo in order to pick up a better arm in the bullpen. Now, something we could do is look at ERA. Now, are we going to be able to find this for bullpen guys? I don't think so. It's going to be just all starters. Dude, how are the Diamondbacks bad? They have Ryan Nelson, who's been electric, Brandon Pfaadt, Corbin Burns, Dylan Cease. How are the D-backs not winning games? Their worst starters, Freddie Peralta, with an ERA below 4. This is insane. This is why we're worried about this team. Because they're going to figure it out. What? Harleen Susana has figured it out for Cincinnati, I'll tell you that much. Did we give up on him too early? It appears yes. Susana has been electric for Cincinnati. Maybe the change of scenery did him well. What about saves? Ian Hamilton's been a really good pitcher. Well, maybe not. The numbers, save numbers are good. Dennis Santana has been cooking. He hasn't really. He's got a high ERA. But I know he mostly has been very good. That's why reliever ERA is not necessarily that good to follow. Anyway, I'm going to look for a reliever. Reds, too. It seems like everybody that we kind of gave up on has figured it out pitching in Cincinnati. Kind of crazy. Cole Sands, maybe? Could be good. I like the repertoire as well. I think that could be a really good option for us. I think we go out. I think we make a move for Cole Sands. Girangelo should have decent value. And mostly relievers are not going to have a ton of value in this game. A little bit, right? But nothing crazy. Cole Sands is 31 and getting paid a decent amount. We're just moving on from the switch pitcher. I'm sorry. The production's not there. He's only 25. So they're going to get someone that they can maybe develop. I'm sure he's going to turn into a beast. But right now, he's a net negative. I think Cole Sands makes us better. That's the trade we're going to make. So, Cole Sands should go straight into our bullpen. I'm going to make him a long reliever. Keep Victor Vodnik where he has been. I wish the stamina was a bit higher for that role, but That's going to be okay. I mean, Kopech could be pretty good in that spot as well. But I'm going to keep it as is. Jorge Santana is cold now all of a sudden. Because he has been giving up nukes. 2 homers against Cleveland, 3 against the Dodgers, 3 against Miami. June has been a very, very, very bad month for Jorge Santana. The numbers overall are still pretty good, but the ERA is skyrocketing. The home run numbers are crazy. But he is striking out more batters. We're going to get a start for him now against a very good D-backs team. And Dylan Cease is the opposing pitcher. So this could be a real pitcher's duel. No, Joe. What's happening with him? The numbers have just been really poor overall. But Jorge Santana, we need you. It's a very good lineup. We know that. Same exact lineup we saw yesterday. We have a lot of lefties against Cease. I think we can get to him. Evan Carter's on fire. Looked like Basayo was on fire. We've got hitters that can destroy right-handed pitching. This D-backs team is going to be better than below 500 by the time the year ends. So, we've got to steal any win we can get at this point. And there he is. He's only 21 years old. And I believe he is the future of this Rockies pitching staff. Bryce Miller may be the present after that trade. Pepio could be very good. We know about Luzardo in the playoffs. But Santana, I think, will ultimately be the guy. Let's see what type of outing he can have here. Back in Colorado against a very, very, very talented lineup. Struck out 11 last time we saw him in player lock. But that's not really his game, as Portillo going to at least give this a try, but won't get to it. But he is striking out more this year. Maybe that's just the part of his game that's developing the most. I feel like I thought he would never be a guy that struck anybody out. But the repertoire suggested that maybe he could be. And maybe we're just finally seeing him try to put it together. And he's giving up a lot of home runs in the process lately. June has not been kind to him. But he's still a really young pitcher figuring some things out. 21 years old. Right, so there are going to be some ups and downs. And again, it's like, I don't know why it happens with him more than anybody else, but we struggle to consistently locate. It's a ton of just not competitive pitches. And that's an 8-pitch at bat to walk Corbin Carroll.
1-0.
It's super frustrating. This one's ripped to left. Thankfully, we're there to make the catch. We got to be worried about Corbin Carroll, obviously, as a base-stealing threat as well. He can be a real problem. Ooh, slider catches the bottom of the zone. We know Vladito's a big double play guy, but we'll take the infield pop-up just in foul territory, out number 2. All right. Back-to-back quick outs is really nice. And I think we just attack Ketel Marte. If he makes us pay at this point, so be it. Corbin Carroll takes off. Fastball is a ball. Carroll does swipe second. You know, looking at my chat, it's actually perplexing why people are upset about trading a reliever with an ERA near 6 with no history of production. That is interesting. Hopefully Cole Sands is good for us. Otherwise, I may never hear the end of it. This changeup we just can't get. We just can't get it to land. What about the curveball? Not close. Carroll tries to take third. He doesn't. And Santana kind of bailed out of here. I don't know if we were going to be able to throw a strike. Samuel Basayo guns down Corbin Carroll. Good tag there from Portillo. And we'll try to score some runs against Dylan Cease, although none in the first. Santana underneath this. Typically not the pitcher's ball. But Santana makes the play. We'll throw it around. All right, Riley Green can be a menace.
That missed. That's a ball.
That apparently is not a strike.
1-0.
Yeah, we just can't locate with Santana consistently. His meter is just hard. This changeup is crushed. I mean, it maybe is the changeup more than any other pitch.
Ball.
But 3-1. So many deep counts. It's extremely frustrating. So many deep counts with Santana. It feels almost impossible sometimes to avoid, 3 ball counts. And that's a walk. Second walk allowed already. His controls is 62. Walks per 9's is 64. Not really sure what we can do about it.
Nope, that's it.
And he just doesn't ever seem to catch the zone on any close pitch.
Nope, ball.
2-0. I mean, it's just what we're talking about. Can we get a mound visit, maybe? Settle him down out there. We can't throw a strike, man. Well, 3-0 swing ends up being a single. First and second one down. CJ Abrams, it just feels like it's going to be a 3-run home run and a curveball up in the zone. You're lucky it's not. Quickly 0-2. This is where you need to put him away. And this has really been the Santana experience, unfortunately. And dude, how is that not a strike? Santana letting the umpire know about it. He's 21 years of age. He is already feeling confident enough on the mound to let the umpire know a piece of his mind. But this happens to him more than anybody else. Pull him. Yeah, let's pull our starting pitcher 30 pitches into an outing where he hasn't allowed a run. Thankfully, you guys are not running the show here. Good Lord, what an idea. Chopper could be 2. Celestin to 1, or to 2 for 1. Back on to first, double play. Abrams is down. Whew. Tongue twister, but a great result nonetheless. Abrams very much needed double play to end the inning. They've only got 1 hit. Big pitch. All right, let's settle in. And this also has been the case for Jorge Santana historically. As he gets another pop-up on a poorly located curveball. He settles into games. He ends up finding the control. And ends up really settling into a groove. And hopefully that ends up being the case here. He's just not... I'm curious what the strike zone is every time Jorge Santana comes out, because he doesn't really typically get the top of the zone or the bottom of the zone or the sides of the zone.
3-1.
3 balls. He's got more confidence with the curveball. We're going to try to drop it in 3-1. Can't do it. I mean, if we try to time it up, we're early. And if I try to account for being early, I'm way too late. That's the 3rd walk. We're back up to the top of the order. Meter with Santana is an absolute nightmare.
2-0.
Curveball drops in for a strike.
2-1.
Fastball is strike 2. Changeup is fouled off because that's what happens against Jorge Santana. This is going to be taken for a ball. Ooh, we actually got a swing at the slider. A rarity. Fastball fouled back. What's the pitch count right now? 50 after this pitch. Got another pop-up, though. Santana settles underneath it. That is the 2nd out of the inning. So the pitch count, it seems impossible not to have it get elevated. Runner takes off. Basayo with a chance here. Will get him to end the 3rd inning. We'll move to the bottom of the third. Basayo with 2 caught stealing in this game. It helps when you throw 100 or close to it. Really good throw, though. And a nice tag as we move to the top of the fourth. We're going to try to settle in. We're still scoreless here. It's been a sweat. Strike 2, caught the outside there. We have not had many quick at-bats. I don't know that we have any strikeouts. Yeah, Susano's been phenomenal for Cincinnati so far this year. Fastball strikes out Perdomo looking. It's the first strikeout for Jorge Santana. Although the pitch count you'd expect to have a couple at this point. Just living at the top of the zone there. Looks like Perdomo was not ready for it. But one of the trademarks of Jorge Santana is really, really good stamina for a young pitcher. So he's someone that does have the potential to, you know, pitch deep into games. Just need to get the pitch count down in order to make that more of a possibility as Vlad Jr. goes down, looking back-to-back strikeouts for Jorge. Future ace, Jorge. See the sequence again, living at the top of the zone, and then just dropping a curveball in there. That is a knee buckler. And Santana is indeed settling in. Let's say 1 pitch out, provided Condon actually gets back to this. He does. We needed that. A much better 4th inning for Santana. That's fantastic. Need more of that. See the matchup here. Cease has allowed a good number of hits so far. A hit, an inning, but Santana 3 times as many walks. We still cannot get a run across the board against Dylan Cease. You see, the pitch count looks in a much better spot here. 60 at the top of the 5th. Really not that bad. Fastball catches the top of the zone. I think you try and make him chase here. Got him 0-2. And he hits this one really well to center field. Mora going back. Can't make the catch all the way to the wall. And it's a 2-strike double. Thought Mora might have a chance to take that away. But Green just hit it too hard. And I don't really think you could fault the approach because we got strikes at the top of the zone back-to-back, tried to go even higher, and Green just went up and got it. It is unbelievable. I mean, it's well out of the zone. Riley Green just went up and got it.
Ball.
Just when we were talking about him settling in, hard contact, in an 0-2 count. Changeup's going to be single, and that'll score a run. First run of the game. That one was hit really hard. 105 off the bat from Adrian Del Castillo. And changeup just kind of stayed up a little bit. And things were looking good.
0-1.
Still look okay. Double play here would be huge.
That's a ball.
We take a strikeout. Or just a pitch, you know, in the zone would be cool. Ooh, it's another pop-up in foul territory. Nojo is there. That is the first out of the inning. Santana, again, not a huge strikeout guy historically, and we're seeing more of that today. But is getting a ton of pop-ups. Slider for a strike. Lawler hit a fastball out earlier. That slider just cannot be there. Curveball. How does Lawler get a piece? Celestin tries to turn it. He does get the lead runner at least. So a really nice play there by Felnine Celestin. No shot at the double play. Lawler just runs way too well.
That's a ball.
He's going to try to take second base here.
1-1.
He will easily on the ball in the dirt.
In there. Safe.
Come on, get out of this inning. That is a hanger. Barossa rips it foul. Change up in the dirt. Lawler's going to swipe third. Another wild pitch. Here's the 2-2. Back to the fastball. Got him! Third strikeout looking for Jorge Santana. He leaves a runner stranded at third. D-backs do take the lead, though, 1-0. And hopefully we can finally get some run support. See our starting pitching so far. See pretty good numbers overall for the boys. A 5th in MLB ERA is fantastic. But once again, no run support for Santana. He's got to try and at least keep it where it is.
That's a ball.
Rashizi, thanks for the tier 1. Come on.
No, that missed.
It just seems like we can't find... This is where I want a mound visit. Just calm them down, get a little bit more confidence. Because it feels impossible to time it up. Slider's not even close. Like he's got way too many of these at bats. Curveball misses. When you're wild, you're not going to get those calls, I guess. 4 walks for Santana. I hate meter. I hate it with a passion.
Ball.
Well, with pitchers that have not good control, at least.
No, ball.
That misses. Strike 2 on the foul ball. Changeup is not even close. Went with a slide step. That was a mistake. 3-2. Strike 3. Got him looking. Got the call. Whew. That's a huge pitch. It was at the very, very, very top of the zone. It wasn't getting called early, but it's been getting called lately. Santana punches him out. I can't get a mound visit in player lock. Just so we're all aware. Vlad Jr. out ahead of the fastball. Big out number 2. And I don't know how much longer we're going to see Jorge Santana. Is that 90 pitches? I could very, very easily see the manager try and bring him out for the 7th if this is under 100 pitches, which I would hate. But I'm hoping this is the final inning. I'm hoping this is the final batter for Santana. 2 strikes. He's got 0 strikeout swinging this game. Be a good time for number 1.
That missed. That's a ball.
Curveball misses. Changeup's not even close. Let's go fastball. Got the pop-up. Portillo should be there. And that is the inning. This was a very, very stressful outing for Jorge Santana. But only 1 earned run. We turn to the bullpen and hopefully can get some run support. We do. Portillo with a 2-run double. And Charlie Condon with a 2-run home run to win us the game. I wish the things would stay in the top left for a little while longer because I struggle to read quite that quickly and speak. Leclerc got the loss. No, it was just an RBI single for Portillo and a 2-run home run for Condon in a loss. 4 runs for the Diamondbacks in the 9th. Leclerc, dude. Ugh. Wasted what ended up being a great start. Jesus. 34. Still 8-2 in our last 10. And Ryan Pepio is injured again, but he'll be all right. We're going to keep him active. But an MCL sprain for Ezequiel Tovar is a little bit worse, as scouting is open. We're going to end up canceling all these. We were picking top 10 in the draft, I believe. I have looked at some of these guys. No one looked particularly exciting that we're going to have a real chance to get. I imagine these guys are going to be off the board pretty quickly. Sam Christensen could be pretty good. This is a reliever with some pretty good stuff. 5'11", 168 with high 90s potential for the big four. Hits per 9, strikeouts per 9, walks per 9, home runs per 9. We, I mean, are looking for bullpen help. I feel like our starting pitching is actually pretty good. A lot of these guys could have 99 potential, but won't. We'll add Leone in there. We're going to add Christensen. Maybe an infielder. I want someone who at least looks a little exciting. I mean, okay. Potential for good speed, great stealing, which is what I like. Big arm, average to above average hitting, and this is kind of down the board a little bit. Similar story for Alfred Murphy. Very good contact potentially for Brady Fader. The potential is a little bit scarier. I like that this is 80 to 99. But I guess we don't have like a ton of... We don't have a ton of scouting progress there, so we don't really know how accurate that is. I do like that they're a little bit older. To me, that says closer to big league ready. We'll see how true that ends up being. Tovar was hitting really well and now is out of the lineup. That does open up a spot. Thankfully, we traded for a shortstop. The bad news happens to be that he's got a broken ankle. So who is actually capable of playing shortstop on this team? Felnine Celestin can play short, and I guess he's going to have to. Luis Garcia to second. Celestin to play shortstop. And then we're looking for a DH right now. I'm going to move Condon up. I know he's cold. I just can't have straight lefties. Looking for a righty bat. You know what? This might be a good opportunity to call up Darren Pryor. Hitting 272. He's a big-time right-handed hitter that plays good defense. Kalaz is cold right now. We're going to call up Darren Pryor. Welcome to the MLB, Darren Pryor. 6'4", 218 pounds with a very good bat and defensive ability. Ellie is almost back from injury. But Darren Pryor will make his MLB debut ahead of the All-Star break. 22 years old. Already at 81 overall. And is not a DH. Charlie Condon going to move into that spot. I think we're actually going to... I'm gonna hit Pryor third. That's how confident... Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Not the worst idea. I like him. Get Darren Pryor in there. We're going to have... Well, Celestin's going to have to play. Shortstop. Carter. We're going to go... I think probably... hitting right here. Or somewhere. Maybe he just doesn't play against lefties right now. I mean, I called him up to play. I guess... Maybe for right now against lefties, we're going to sit Evan Carter because Pryor is just better. Yeah, I like that. And then Pepio should end up being fine. Pull Sands into the rotation is crazy, but I mean, he's not going to end up making a start. That's not going to be a factor. Yeah, he's going to be healthy by then. Let's get the big league debut. Right, for Darren Pryor. Has never played at the major league level before. 22 years old, acquired in a trade with Pittsburgh. Think he could be a very, very special player for us. MLB debut for Darren Pryor. He's going to hit 6th ahead of Claudio Portillo. We've got a lot of injuries. No Tovar, no Ellie De La Cruz. That has created some opportunities for other players. Darren Pryor obviously being one of them. Let's see what he can do. This Twins team is very good, 49-41. We are slightly better at 52-37. And I'm excited to see, hopefully Jorge Santana can pitch well, by the way. That would be very nice. Hopefully those numbers end up being great. 0-2 to Royce Lewis. Something tells me this is not going to be a strikeout. It's actually going to be hit over the head of Charlie Condon. And that is right, by the way. Ooh, that is offline. Darren Pryor is a bats right, throws left freak. Very rare. But he's got some big-time pop. And he looks like a hitter. He'll face Kyle Bradish, who has been fantastic this year. And the first swing for Pryor is a hanging slider with good timing. And it got fouled back. Bradish, 3.61 ERA. Pryor was a first-round pick. It looked like back in 2025. He can really do everything. He is a very, very good player. He might not be with the big league team for very long, as he strikes out on a hard sinker. Not a great first AB there. But I'm hoping he can end up having some type of role for us in the future. But it may not be this year. San Basayo RBI double as Jorge Santana has kept the Twins scoreless through 4. Runner in scoring position for Pryor. More good timing. It's perfect timing on the slider. He just can't hit it. Just can't hit it. Still getting grief for trading Gerangelo in the chat. Not as rare as a switch pitcher. Yeah, how's Pat Venditti doing? Is he an ace somewhere that I haven't heard about? 1-2 to Pryor. We got a piece of the sinker. It's a really tough location. Come on, Darren. Let's get that first big league hit.
2-2.
Show us what you can do. And that is it. First big league hit for Darren Pryor. Is not an RBI single with 1 out. The third base coach is going to hold Samuel Basayo, but that is the first major league hit for Darren Pryor. You wouldn't know it with the size of that beard. But Pryor is just 22 years old. First big league hit coming off of Kyle Bradish. Not a bad pitcher to get it against. He's been very, very good over the last 5 years here. Now 2029, remember. And that's just a good piece of hitting. Get a sinker to hit and drive it. 3-1 to Portillo. With 1 out, of course, we can't get super aggressive on the bases. And that is ball 4. Portillo walks to load the bases for Horace Mora. He's got an 800 OPS right now. 17 home runs. And a real opportunity to do damage and blow this game wide open. It's a ground ball. Oh, it's a bad throw. Not going to be an out anywhere. Portillo to second. Mora takes first. It's a regular ground ball. And Lowe just can't make the throw there. It wasn't a little low. It was a little outside. Takes Correa off the bag. And we'll see the new starting shortstop, at least for now, the switch-hitting Felnine Celestin. Pryor off third. Portillo at second. Mora at first. And he's going to have to run this out if this is not going to be an inning-ending double play. But that's exactly what it will be. Bradish works out of it with minimal damage. And it's still only going to be 2-0. See if we can keep getting good pitching out of Jorge Santana. 3-2 to Luke Keeschel. Runner at first. Come on, Darren. Make a play. This ball's hit really hard. Is he going to take third on the arm of Darren Pryor? He's going to try. You've got absolutely no chance. Hosed at 3. Pryor is not known for his arm, by the way. He's a good defender. Doesn't really have a great arm. Is playing right anyway. But that is maybe the worst send in the history of sends. Great throw. No chance. 2-0 Rockies. Darren Pryor back up to the plate after his first big league hit came off the sinker. Bradish has started each at bat with a slider.
No, that's down.
And AB number 3 will be no different. You can see he's a top 100 prospect in baseball, number 4 left field, number 4 in our organization since acquiring him last season. Just can't hit that slider, huh?
1-1.
That has been a consistent problem. Way too late that time. We've timed it up well, and it's been the same result. Good timing on the sinker, but fouled back. I'd love a 2-hit debut. That'd be fantastic. Ooh, first time seeing the curveball. Didn't really look much like a 12-6. Kind of looked like a more traditional curveball. Sinker fouled back. But we know he can pretty much do everything. He does everything at a fine level. He's got contact 60+ against both sides. Power 60+ against both sides. Fielding is actually very, very good in the mid-80s. Runs well enough. He is a borderline 5-tool guy. Really more of a 4-tool guy. The arm is just not fantastic. We saw it in the outfield, though. Maybe it's better than we thought. And this is a very good at-bat, at least. Just fouling pitches off, waiting for his pitch. It's going to be a guaranteed 9-pitch at-bat. And here is pitch number 9. And we'll see 10. 12-6 taken just off the plate. Very good at-bat for a guy making his major league debut. But that's what we expect out of Darren Pryor. He's supposed to be a professional hitter. First time seeing the changeup was not the hard sinker. That is a fantastic pitch. Damn. Good spot. AL looks very interesting. Royals have been very good. The Red Sox have been fantastic. As Jorge Santana is into the 7th inning, has yet to allow a run. That may change here with a leadoff double. I don't think we have any play here. Walker Jenkins, one of the top prospects in real life for the Twins, has his 18th double of the year. But it doesn't matter. Celestin RBI single, Jones 2-run homer, and a Carter 3-run homer makes it 8-0 Rockies. What an outing for Jorge Santana, and the offense gave him a ton of run support. He got robbed his last time out. Not this time. Man, we got to be able to hit that fastball the other way. Good timing. Right in the middle. Pitch on the outer third. Just got to drive that the other way.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What a start for Jorge Santana. Gotta love it. Pryor's had a good debut. Maybe not amazing, but he's got a hit. First big league hit, we'll take that. Has seen a lot of pitches, fouled a lot off. Got good vision, good discipline. We know about that. And that could be hit number 2, and it is. Past the diving low. Darren Pryor with a 2-hit MLB debut. Both singles, sure. But we will absolutely take that. He's got a good number, too. Single digit. I mean, the 1-1 to Portillo. We're going to take off with Pryor. Ground ball will be a hit. We're going to try and go first to third here with Pryor. He's out by a mile. That'll end the 7th. Tried to take third with the running start. Unfortunately, was hit too hard right at the left fielder playing super shallow. That's the thing we didn't see. He was playing on the infield grass almost. Jeez. Okay. The Twins have battled back a bit, scoring 5 in the 9th. We've got Yohan Duran in for the save now. Are you kidding me? I need to know who's responsible. It might be Cole Sands. This ball's crushed. Deep to left center. Camped underneath it, though. That should be the ball game, and it is. Hit probably 375, but not out. Big win for the Rockies. Darren Pryor with a nice MLB debut, and is that our outfield of the future? Pryor, Mora, and Carter. It might be. What does that mean for Condon? DH maybe? First base? Third base? What does that mean for Kalaz? DH? I don't know. Carter and Nojo homered. Basayo and Mora with doubles. Santana goes 7. Only 4 strikeouts, but only 1 walk. That's the big thing. Leclerc again crushed out of the pen. Aiken, not great, but Santana still does get the win. We got him so many runs early. I mean, 6 in the 7th. Guarantees that Santana gets that win there, which is lovely to see. That should pretty much take us to the All-Star break. Get Greg Jones in the outfield. Braylon Payne even. We're nearly to the All-Star break. Ryan Pepio and Ellie De La Cruz are back from injury, which means we've got to send somebody down. And I don't think it's going to be too tough of a decision. Leclerc has been really, really, really bad lately. He had a run, but he's also 35. His time just may be up. Dolander's pitching great, by the way. He's up to an 87 overall. Very bad outing against Minnesota, but he's been dialed of late for the most part. Love to see that. Pepio slides back into the rotation. And I think we just have too many guys up right now. I mean, is it going to be Darren Pryor that goes down? He's hitting 400 or 500. I think we're going to give Pryor some run. I think Benny Montgomery is going to get sent down. I think Ellie is going to play short. Celestin really hasn't been that bad. He's got a 948 OPS in the last 31 ABs. I don't really want to take him out of the lineup. But I want Pryor to get some ABs. I'd love to see Ellie get some more ABs prior to the deadline. So, prior to the All-Star break. We've got a really good-looking lineup right now. I don't want to mess with it too much. But, obviously some things are going to have to happen. I don't know what it's going to look like, but there will be some pretty huge changes. That's for sure. Celestin DH is just not going to make sense, so you don't have to do too much. All-Star break's coming up, and we're going to send Benny Montgomery down. He's just kind of like the obvious odd man out at the moment. He'd have to pass through waivers. Maybe we just keep a really big bench right now and get rid of Leclerc. He's going to get DFA'd. Designate Jose Leclerc for assignment. And hopefully that makes us a little bit better here. As we lose to the Athletics. Interesting. All right, we'll jump in against Mason Miller. There's been a lot of playing here. I mean, I didn't really anticipate this much prior to the episode, but we're not exactly mowing through these games, but it feels tough to skip moments when they pop up. We're against Mason Miller. He throws 104 miles per hour sometimes. First and second, one down.
Ball, that's out.
Do we even want Celestin here? Is a good question. Do we have someone that can play shortstop off the bench? Yes. Basayo's pinch hit opportunity, I think, would come over Hunter Goodman. So it would be... It's just going to be Celestin here, probably. Good timing, but it's 102 at the top of the zone. And when that slider comes in, if it's located well, it's impossible to hit if it's tunneled off that heater. But that one hung Good drive for Celestin here, deep to right. Catch will be made. Pryor tags. Celestin just missed it. Hanging slider. Hit it a long way. And Hunter Goodman's day is done. He's got better clutch, but Basayo is just better. He's only slugging .358 this year. Where's the pop? He's going to get an opportunity here, though, off the righty. Let's go, Basayo. Big spot to win this game. Back up the middle. We are tied. Ellie should get 3. He's in there, barely. We just tied the game. I felt like you could afford to be aggressive there. Samuel Basayo off the bench, ties it up. Got a pitch to hit, drove it right back up the middle. Miller blows the save. And that's going to be all for Mason Miller. They're going to bring in Luis Medina. And we've got Benny Montgomery, who we were going to send down. And he's not going to hit here. Sorry, Benny. He singled today, but it's going to be Evan Carter time. Just trust him a little bit more. And then we have the top of the lineup. That's a hanger. It's crushed to right. If it's fair, it's gone. Evan Carter has given us the lead. 8-5 Rockies, pinch hit homer for Carter. Evan Carter off the bench and off Luis Medina has given us a 3-run lead. Just like that. Down to our final out, it did not matter. Down 1 to up 3. Evan Carter got out in front of it and just managed to keep it fair. Hooked it around that pole. Love to see it. Claudio Portillo at the top of the lineup. 3 for 5 today. This one might have a chance. It's a shallow right field. And it's going to be back-to-back homers. Portillo extends our lead by 4. Claudio Portillo goes back-to-back. I guess extends our lead by 1 and extends our lead to 4. 9-5 Rockies. He didn't get all of this, but, you know, here in Sacramento, this new A's Stadium kind of plays like a bandbox, and he just got it out of here. Luis Medina comes into the game, serves up back-to-back homers. It's a 4-hit day with a homer for Claudio Portillo. And this game is essentially over. It's not even a save situation. You're not even going to see Yohan Duran. It's a 5-spot here in the 9th. Finally, they end up getting the 3rd out. But all of that damage coming with 2 outs. I'm glad we decided to jump in. That is a big-time win over the Athletics. A lot of damage. Love to see it. Portillo, obviously your player of the game. 4 for 6, 2 home runs and a double. Carter with the pinch hit 3-run shot. Condon with a 4-hit day. We needed that. Riley Adams with a homer for the A's. Josh Smith had a 2-double day. But what a rally by this Rockies team. And that's why I think we're just different this year. And this is actually the first-year player draft. We've got some players on the board. Sam Christensen looks pretty good. I'd like to see that. I mean, that may end up being the call. The only problem is we've got a lot of outfielders. And I can't really see a path to him playing when there's already a significant logjam. But we're not going to take anyone off the board just yet. We're going to see what happens. Adrian Collado is the, or maybe Adrian Collado is the first pick for Tampa. Starting pitcher. Number 2 overall pick. Angels take Giancarlo Ramirez. Opted out of the doctor's exam. As we get to the number 3 overall pick, it's the Blue Jays taking outfielder John Lehman. He was number 1 on the board. Jays snag him here at 3. And the Reds are actually a team that has played pretty well so far. They've got a top 4 pick and a chance to get better here, even though the MLB draft isn't great. They go with Bart Byrne, trying to improve their starting pitching. Although he doesn't really look good to me. The walks per 9 might make him pretty good, as Paul Ramirez goes to the Cardinals. High potential, potentially. Darius Russ to the Washington Nationals. A's with, drumroll please, Francisco Carrara. And we are on the board at 8. Sam Christensen is draft rank 2. He looks good. We just got a bit of a logjam in the outfield. So, not 100% sure on if this makes sense. But he looks very good. Cristobal Juarez doesn't impress me. He's a starting pitcher with a 3-pitch mix. Geraldo Melendez looks pretty solid as an 18-year-old. Just very well-rounded, but we've had a lot of pitchers, but you can really never have too many. Patrick Green, maybe a lot of power. Edgar Hernandez looks to be very well-rounded. 6'3", 228 at second base. Roger Leone. This is just an enticing one to me. He's scouted up to only 50%, but they reworked the way they did relievers, and you don't see many of them at the top anymore. So the fact that he started high and has stayed fairly high with a really high overall, 75 to 85, 87 to 97 potential, with well above average for hits per 9, strikeouts per 9, walks per 9, and home runs per 9, that's intriguing to me. So I don't know that he's not the best player, and then a lot of these guys are just not scouted. Although Julian Silva looks very good too. A ton of power. Like guaranteed a ton of power. I'm tempted to take the reliever, which seems crazy. It's just going to be tough to pass on Sam Christensen. Contact profiles as well above average. Defense and speed profiles as well above average. I kind of think we have to. Sam Christensen is the pick. Potential looks very good. Overall looks great. Probably the only thing we can actually do there, as we will simulate to our next pick. See what the board looked like here. Julian Silva was somebody I would have considered with our next pick, probably. See a lot of names in here, but weren't really particularly interested in that many. Roger Leone did go at 32 to the Tigers. You just don't see many closers at the top of the board anymore like you used to. Emerson Dell. Got good power. I mean, this is so deep into the franchise now, I just didn't really take the draft that seriously. Was Dell a third baseman? I remember we scouted Salas. Overall, just looks pretty low. But the potential looks actually quite good. Maybe we'll come back for him. Let's try Emerson Dell here. 66 to 99 potential. Take the best player available. And we'll see if any of these names... Ooh, Salas not going to be available. He goes to the Marlins, and we pick at 63. Jim Carrey. Let's see all here. Just don't think we need more outfielders, but... And none of these guys are scouted either. I mean... None of them are scouted. Auto scouting, I can't recommend it less. Give me Julio Sixto. He's got an incredible name. He did opt out of the doctor's exam. That is a little scary. He's got really high motivation to sign. Should be able to guarantee him. Julio Sixto, welcome to the organization. I just don't want to say that name ever. Sean Key is a starter with 3 pitches. Can I get a little bit higher scouting progress than anybody in here? I like the name Gino Bronk. What I'm drafting now based off of just name. Jamal Ham. Looks like he's got gas. Let's try it out. Round 4. You just take the high potential guy. And they probably won't have high potential. They're probably just going to be terrible. Let's go Rich Kelly. Could be high potential and high overall. Won't be, but could be. Isn't that exciting? And I just think we need more pitchers in our organization. Going Franklin Brady here. Getting more actual, like, legit relievers, I think, is a good idea. As we move into round 6. Scouting progress is so poor on all of these guys. Is their name Cosmo? How did I miss that? That is not very creative from his parents, to be honest. A little lazy. We could use more first basemen in our organization. Ryan Suggs is the pick. And that is our draft. Not a lot to be stoked about. Do we have anybody in the home run derby? No Rockies. We just don't really hit that many home runs. As Ezequiel Tovar is back. Do we have an all-star starter? I'm looking in. This is the AL. In the National League. I don't recognize any of these names here for the Rockies. You got nobody. As the NL has defeated the AL. In the All-Star Futures game, do we have anybody? Pedro da Silva. Well, that's going to be the guy. He's hitting leadoff. He's DHing. This is our top prospect. The 20-year-old shortstop from New York. You know, I was looking at him earlier, and it's like a less so version, but I think his ceiling looks like that of a Derek Jeter type of player. That's who reminded me of Pedro da Silva, or vice versa. High contact, decent power, but not exceptional. Better arm than defense, and decent speed and stealing. That's like top range. Did I miss Luis Garcia in the All-Star game? That's on me. That's on me if I missed that. Well, I hope he did well. Nice All-Star game appearance for Luis Garcia. What a free agent signing. Pedro da Silva playing in the Futures game. Here he is. This is our first look at Pedro da Silva since acquiring him, by the way, I believe. Takes a curveball low and away. Ball 1. Come on, Pedro. Fastball at 92. Well out of the zone. Da Silva, I mean, he's got decent discipline. Good clutch. His on base is over 340, and he's very, very young for AAA. And this could drop in for a hit. That looked very Jeter-esque going the other way. Pedro da Silva drops one in. And that is a leadoff base hit for our number 1 prospect. He can steal a little bit. Slide step. We're going to take off. Ball in the dirt. De Silva has second easily. Swipe tag made it look closer. It wasn't close. Had that ball not bounced, it would have been out by a mile, probably. But it did bounce. Ball's hit pretty deep to left field. Caught at the wall. De Silva will tag. And he'll be at third easily. And we'll rely on James Wong to potentially drive him in. In the Marlins organization, very, very, very good contact skills. He's 24 years old, though. But his numbers are great. Can he drive in Pedro De Silva? They're saying a tag up here. This is hit to really shallow left. I don't think we would have had a chance. Here's Rob O'Reilly. I wanted to draft him. We picked at number 30. We had no chance to get him in the end. And maybe it's a good thing we didn't. He stinks. Grounds out to end the inning. Pedro De Silva really doing all the work out here. He'll get a chance in the bottom of the third against Freddie Garden. Got some interesting stuff. And again, nobody wants to pitch to Pedro De Silva. That 380 slug is so menacing. Definitely don't want him to single off of you. Fastball pulled foul. He's got no pop in the bat at this point, but that may change. We'll see. Oh, that fastball is ripped down the line. That's going to be fair. Pedro De Silva with a two-hit day to start the Futures game for the NL. A single and now a double to put himself in a scoring position with just one out. Love to see it. Here's the 1-2 from Garden. Ball hit deep to left. I don't think we're going to have a tag spot here. Yeah, it would have been hosed. We'll see if Pedro De Silva gets any more ABs. Not really a guarantee that he sees 3 at-bats in the Futures game, unfortunately. But he's looked pretty good. Ball's going to drop in. We're, of course, going to send him. De Silva digging for a home. He's there. And the NL takes the lead. Base hit scores. De Silva. Wong really didn't hit this one very well at all. Just kind of, excuse me. Got jammed and not a lot of effort from short. And De Silva will get another AB. This time against Orlando Del Villar. He's got a lot of stuff, including a knuckleball. Okay. Well, there it is. De Silva was very late. Maybe his first time ever seeing a knuckleball at the professional level. Cougs with the tier 1 says De Silva is special. You know, De Silva, he's got nothing on the gold. That's a bad. I deserve to swing and miss probably at that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ooh, sweeper fouled back. I mean, this is an impossible pitch mix to work with. He throws a knuckleball, dude. I don't know what we're expected to do. De Silva actually turns this one around pretty well, but it will land in the glove of the left fielder. And that is the first time De Silva is retired, and he won't get another AB in this game, but does go 2 for 3 with a triple, or excuse me, a double, and a run, and the AL ended up winning 4-1. On the other side of the All-Star break, we have a logjam. Charlie Condon getting hot is very nice. And can we send this down? When I say this, I mean this type of production. I don't mean we send this down. It's a person, I guess. Well, he's not really. He's fake. But we send him down, if that's what he identifies as. What am I doing? He homered on the 12th. He's hitting .429, slugging .619. Brother thinks he's Rey Mysterio. We can't send that down. But something's got to give. Something's got to give. Ellie's back from injury. Tovar is back from injury. Portillo has been good but unexceptional. Romy Gonzalez stinks. Aaron Shunk is just not very good, but he's great for morale. Celestin, I think, has been performing pretty good this year, even without power. I think Portillo's getting sent down is kind of the one. I like Portillo. He's just not ready to go yet. The numbers have been pretty good. He's only 21. I think he's just the odd man out right now. I know that seems crazy, but him getting sent down kind of makes everything else way easier. Because against righties, I want Darren Pryor in the lineup. And against lefties, I also want him in the lineup, but there's not really a spot. Tovar plays short, Ellie to third. And then, I mean, against righties, how do you even order this lineup? It's kind of stacked. And if Condon's going to get hot, I don't know what you do. We've got a lot of lefties here. I like Pryor in that 6th spot. Condon, Tovar, Mora. Like that's a really good lineup against righties. And then against lefties, missing that third baseman, and that's going to be Ellie De La Cruz with Tovar getting back into the lineup. Against lefties, I think Tovar in that spot's really nice, actually. I think Pryor could even hit 5th, Ellie 6th, and then go Basayo, Mora, Felnine, Celestin. That's a really good team. And our bullpen's been good for the most part. I don't think we need to make many changes. Our rotation, for the most part, has been excellent. We are making a postseason run. We've got a lot of months to go, but I think we're going to be in a really good spot. Add Christensen, Emerson Dell, Julio Sixto. Sixto should sign right away. I was just kidding about that. Emerson Dell looking for 1.69? Nope. He wants more. Nobody ever wants to sign for a cheap team-friendly deal. It would be nice if they did at any point ever. Emerson Dell is our first signing of the 2029 MLB draft class. Could have good potential, probably won't. Julio Sixto, 1.32 million. Declined. You've got 84% motivation to sign and you're being weird. Ryan Suggs has signed. Rich Kelly has signed. Lad Franklin Brady. These relievers should be signing for nothing. And then we do need to fix our AA lineup. Portillo obviously needs to be playing every day, by the way. De Silva should be in the field over Torres. He'll play short. It's easy. And then Portillo is very good defensively, but I don't really mind him DHing, but we're going to play him in right. He can play left, or we can play him in left. He can play left, he can play third. He can do a lot of different things. Like Claudio Portillo is a really, really good player. He's just not quite ready to go for me just yet. We'll see. And then AA, we were missing a second baseman. Glenn Allen Hill Jr. Welcome on in. 60 and 42. We win again. Julio Sixto finally decides to sign. He might be our best pick of the draft, by the way. Be interesting to see what happens there. As Ray Valdez is going to be still on the 60-day. I don't think we can sign anybody just yet. Need them to be over 50%. Ray Valdez is finally back from injury. Valdez is a good player. Can play center, can play second, can play both corner outfield spots. And Braylon Payne just stinks. So we're going to make that change. Valdez can play center. or really anywhere. He's ice cold, but he's good. I like Ray Valdez. He's going to end up being a good player. And we do actually need to send somebody down from AAA to AA, which will be probably Braylon Payne, to be honest. Braylon Payne is just straight up not good, unfortunately, here in the game. So AA makes the most sense for him. We'll see if we can get a nice little win streak going. We even sign these guys yet? If it's not at 50%, I don't want a notification about it. We have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row to end July, 65-42, and we were at the trade deadline. 8-2 in our last 10. Where do we need to improve? Our rotation has Bryce Miller, who is shoving ERA at 3. Luzardo, starting to figure it out. Has not allowed an earned run. 5 here against the Angels, 8 here against KC, strikes out 8. Maybe his best outing of the year. Dolander with a 3.37 ERA. Been allowing some more runs of late, but mostly has been very, very good. He's up to an 87 overall again. Pepio is dialed in, ERA at 2.11. Santana on fire. He brings his ERA back to around 3. Great outing against St. Louis. Amazing outing against the Athletics. Against Chicago was not amazing. Our bullpen, really good. We just traded for Cole Sands, who's been locked down. He's had one outing where he's allowed a run. And it was in a 3-inning appearance against Minnesota. It's been electric. I don't think we need to make any type of a trade for a pitcher. So that goes, okay. Where can we improve in the lineup? No Joe has not been great in the leadoff spot. Ellie is starting to get it going. He's got a 936 OPS in his last 37 ABs. Basayo is cold, but is good. I'm not moving Basayo because he's cold right now. Evan Carter's got 20 homers right now. He's really feeling it. OPS over 1,000 in his last 33 ABs. Darren Pryor was basically like a trade deadline acquisition. This guy's been crushing it. OPS over 900 since we called him up. So I'm not really sure. And look at Mora getting upgraded like crazy. I'm not really sure what change I would make to this team. I really just like the team. I know if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. I'm going to make a move for Johnny Farmello. He actually looks pretty good, to be fair. Oh, he's crushing as well. But I just don't think it's going to happen. The only thing I would potentially be in the market for is somebody that crushes left-handed pitching. That makes it so Evan Carter doesn't really have to play against lefties. But I'm not sure that we're going to find that. I really like where the team is. I know there's not an exciting trade deadline doing nothing. But what would I do? They're showing me Bryce Elder minor league numbers to try and convince me to trade for him. First of all, hook him. Second of all, no thank you. Yeah, I'm keeping the team as it is. I know the Rockies faithful will be like, we did nothing at the deadline. We're 65-42. We have a ton of young talent. I can't go out and get an outfielder because we have Condon, Kalaz, Mora, Montgomery, Carter, Pryor. All are good. Ellie's starting to figure it out. Pedro De Silva's adding a little bit of power. He's not ready to come up at all, but I just don't really see us making any type of a trade. Vision for Ellie could be a lot better. I don't really know what to train for Ellie. He's just getting worse, which is kind of concerning. I'm not going to make a move. I'm not. I know that's not fun, but I'm not making a move. We're keeping where we are. If injuries happen, I feel like we have depth. So I feel okay about it. This is the deadline to sign draft picks. Sam Christensen going all out. He's declined it. All right. Sam Christensen goes unsigned. Jamal Ham declines. We do get Franklin Brady for way over slot. And we move to August. We just lost 3 games in a row. Bottom 10, 1 out. Facing Randy Rodriguez. He's a fantastic reliever in real life. Has walked 3 here. Has only recorded 1 out. We've got a chance to win this game. Bottom 10. Darren Pryor. The numbers have come down a little bit here. They're not chanting MVP for Darren Pryor, are they? I love it. Give him the confidence to perform. Come on, Darren. Bases juiced down by 2. Ground ball to third. Chapman to second one. Around the horn. Double play that ends the game. Hate to see it. Romy Gonzalez homered. We had 4 hits. That's not going to be enough. Take a look at the draft picks here. We don't know about Sam Christensen, although his actual potential and overall, not that good. So I'm actually not that mad about that. Emerson Dell does have 87 potential. 63 overall. Decent numbers, to be honest. Julio Sixto is a 63 overall. Good strikeout stuff. Good break and velo. B potential, I don't mind that. Did not get Jamal Ham. Ryan Suggs has big time power. He's a good defender, to be honest. His potential is awful. Take a look at everybody else around the lead. Scott Whalen has 99 potential. Okay. He looks awful, but he's only 19. 75 overall for Nelson Valencia, but only 69 potential. Very interesting. I mean, a lot of players unsigned here in some classes. Adrian Collado, 89 potential. He looks pretty similar to Jorge Santana in a lot of ways. Somewhat similar, maybe. Looks like a decent player. John Lehman, 85 potential, 71 overall already. Looks like a well-rounded guy. Not awful there. But not seeing a ton. Roger Leone, 83 overall, 95 potential, 94 walks per 9. Yeah, he looks like a very, very good reliever. Not going to walk anybody. He might be the highest overall player in this draft. I mean, likely is. Should have drafted him. Cosmo goes unsigned. The Royals did get somebody I thought was good, right? Maybe? Maybe not. Ooh, Lee Chu, 91, or no, Enrique Colon, 91 power at second base. Be a fun player there. Miguel Ruiz is 94 potential, but not great. Solid, a lot of solid players like Not a ton of spectacular players in this draft. Alejandro Salas was somebody we looked at, right? He's got really good potential, but overall is just okay, I would say. I don't know. I'm not seeing a ton of superstars from any team. I mean, Geraldo Melendez does look pretty good. He might have been a decent draft choice. 74 overall already. Bart Byrne. Ooh, 96 potential from Isaac Palma. Is 21 years old already, though. A lot unsigned. Kurt Lanes is 71. Paul Ramirez might have been the one. I don't think I had him scouted very much at all. 96 potential, 69 overall. Nice. Good power, too. Good defense. 74 overall, but awful potential for Ricky Pruitt. And then we're back to our class. I think we did okay. Didn't really look to be that great of a class overall. And we'll try to bounce back here. August has not been very good. Just random quick injuries. I hate it. Beat the Dodgers 3-2. Ray Valdez is back. Jaime Pacheco, broken finger. And we'll fix our AA lineups. Yeah, you have so many injuries. Just so tempted to just, you know, auto fix these injuries. We lose to the Dodgers. John Elliott going to be back pretty soon. Torn calf for Greg Jones. As we lose to the Brewers. Shin bruise, contusion for Pedro De Silva. We'll keep him active. Felnine Celestin flexor strain. He's going to be okay. Pedro De Silva and Jefferson Caro and Sean Elliott should all be back in the lineup. Look at all these injuries. Chaos. And this has not been that great of an August for us. 4-6 in our last 10. The Padres and the Diamondbacks are making waves, particularly the Padres, still far enough back. Dodgers and Giants struggling a bit more, but they're close to 500. If you look at the National League standings here, D-backs could very easily be a playoff team. They're going to be. Padres as well. But the Giants and Dodgers are closing in. If they get hot at the right time, they're going to be a really tough team to beat. Look at Chase Dollander. 2.89 ERA. Learning from Bryce Miller. He's been fantastic. Luzardo still struggling a bit. The strangest thing is Basayo, 5 homers. Where did the power go? Ellie. Not great numbers. Horace Moore is hitting 233. But is slugging. I'm fine with his production. He's been, I think, great as a rookie. 23 homers. Can't really complain about that at all. Nojo's actually found some power here lately. He's up to 17 on the year. We'll see what we want to do as we get to September. Darren Pryor is getting a lot better. He's got decent numbers, but OPS is below 800. I don't know. It's going to be a very, very interesting September. We've got to add 2 players. So, of course, pitching, I think, is going to be where we want to improve. Chase Burns has pitched well enough at AAA. He's coming back up. And then do we think we need more? Benny Montgomery's on fire. We have Celestin off the bench right now against right-handers. We have Romy Gonzalez, it seems like he's getting better somehow. Hunter Goodman off the bench. Aaron Shunk's hitting 295. What a year for him off the bench. I feel like we have a lot of hitters off the bench. I think filling out our bullpen is the way to go. So who's getting the call? Going to be somebody from the 40-man, of course. It's probably going to be one of the relievers. I know it seems like Claudio Portillo could help us out a lot. Maybe Portillo to MLB. We could definitely use him for the playoffs. We're going to call him up. And I think we're going to just get rid of Romy Gonzalez. And then to replace him, we would probably end up calling Ruben Cordero back up. Some of these guys are just way too good to be at that level. Cordero is going to come back up. Still waiting on Todd Daly. He's got to get his pitching clutch up. And so does Cordero, to be fair. But I like that. 78 and 58. Big September. And hopefully we can make the playoffs, win the NL. But we got a long way to go before that's a possibility. I'd love to finish with the best regular season record in the NL. That would be fantastic. This guy's been a menace. Leo Dallas DeVries. Hate him. Ooh. All he does is hit. Well, in real life, I really like the player. How am I this early? It looks like it's going so fast. There's a strike. I'm worried about the steal. Splitter drops in quickly, 2-2 from 2-0. Ground ball double play there would be sick. We've got a 1-run lead. Rain coming down. Just call the game. Fastball hit out to Darren Pryor, who apparently only has bronze fielding despite 85-plus fielding. I wonder if the arm rating is being factored in there. Oh, not this guy. Fernando Tatis, runner takes off. Got no play there. He didn't go at all when we were slide stepping. And then takes off with Fernando at the plate. Ooh, fouled straight back. Kind of makes me think he was on it. Splitter's a chopper. Tovar should be able to gun down Tatis, and he does. 2 away. Come on. It's just Tristan Casas. That's apparently not a strike. That fastball's in off the plate. 2-0. It'll be 3-0. It's going to be very likely the winning run at first base. It's a 4-pitch walk. That's okay, though. First base was open. Ethan Salas actually has good hitting numbers. Or good-ish. Which is confusing if you've seen him hit.
Ball 1, no strike.
Splitter is hit hard at Tovar. He fields, throws to Celestin. Game over. Rockies win 1-0. It's a save. And it's a big win. Charlie Condon homered in this game. We had 2 hits in a win. The Padres had 5 times as many hits as we had, and they lost. That is funny. Finish September strong. Opportunity for Aaron Schunk does not go his way. And we're actually losing a lot of games right now. What is happening? Bottom 9, 1 out against the Nationals. We lead the majors in stolen bases. And that's actually our second. And our team ERA has been great. Come on, Evan. You've been great before. Bases loaded in a tie game. It's going to be hard not to win this game right here. Good timing. Swings through a fastball. Come on, Evan. Curveball up and in. Strike 2. 1-2 is not a good place to be. Evan Carter, ground ball at second. There's one. He runs well, though. He's out at first. Can we review it? Ground ball double play gets the Rockies, unfortunately, out of the inning. Just what the Nats wanted. We had the win. Tovar RBI double ends up winning it, though. Horace Mora 2 for 2 with a homer. Ellie 2 for 4 with a homer. Nojo 2 for 5, triple and a double. Zeke had 2 doubles. We had a couple of guys on this team just really have huge days. 4 of them. But we had 10 total hits. 9 of them came from 4 players. 85 and 71. The D-backs are right there. We are 3 and 7 in our last 10, as are the Padres. We knew the D-backs would rally. They have. National League standings. Cubs have clinched a wild card spot. D-backs, Padres, Marlins, Braves, Dodgers, Mets, Giants, Phillies. All potentially within striking distance. Those 77 win teams, though, 78 win teams, will need a lot to go their way. It is a series against the Padres and Giants to end the year, though. That is a lot on the line. Our AAA team and AA team are great, though. Fantastic. We do beat the Padres in Game 1. Dolander's been exceptional this year. But we lose Game 2. Evan Carter's hurt. We win Game 3. That should be enough to guarantee a spot in the playoffs for us. I think we already had clinched, but we certainly have now. The D-backs will join us in the playoffs, and the Padres are fighting to get in. They should be there, but you never know. Final games of the year. We finish 87 and 75, winning the division and probably the best division in baseball. And we don't know who we're going to play yet. If you look at the other side of the bracket in the National League across your screen, Pittsburgh and Arizona, Miami and San Diego. It'll be very fun to see who we take on. It will be the Miami Marlins. Miami beats San Diego, and Pittsburgh beats Arizona. Pittsburgh and Chicago play at the top, and we will face the Marlins, who are a good team. That's the interesting thing. The Marlins are actually good. Roman Anthony is a 92 overall. Noble Meyer, Thomas White is a dangerous 1-2 punch. Yuri Perez, fantastic. Starlin Cava is an option, but this Marlins team is actually good. Connor Norby had an 857 OPS, hit 31 homers and 40 doubles. They've got Josh Naylor. He's been really solid for them. This is a dangerous team. And we'll face them in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Playoff baseball. Rocktober is back. Up next. See you in the next one. Take it easy.